Zorn's Dungeon is the first role-playing game to be played through the YouTube livestream chat. You're not just watching the game anymore, your character is involved in the action. Spawn a level 0 character, throw them into the blood cage, and watch them fight for their lives. Death is permanent, but survivors can reach level 1 for even greater adventure as the game develops. Here's how to play in under 5 minutes. Step 1. Spawn your character. To play, just type bang spawn, that's ! spawn, in the YouTube livestream chat anytime Zorn's Dungeon is being played live. The game instantly rolls a level 0 character with 3d6 stats straight down the line. There's also a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a random demi-human. Your starting HP determines your destiny. Low health means wizards and thieves, while high health means you get to be a fighter, paladin, or barbarian. Every character's linked to your YouTube username, so you know which is yours, and we know who's playing. Each character also gets a unique ID or dog tag. You can also see which characters belong to rare professions or have particularly exceptional stats. Remember, level 0 is brutal, so spawn multiple characters to have backups ready. But be aware there's a 30-second global cooldown on the bang spawn command. If you don't get in on your first try, just try again. The chatbot will confirm what characters are created in the live stream chat. Step 2. The draft. Newly spawned characters enter the tavern. The only way out for a level 0 character is to be drafted into a 12-person party for the blood cage. When it's time to assemble a party, the system drafts in this priority. 1. Super VIPs, which the Game Master reserves for special guests or situations. 2. VIPs. Channel members get free VIP status once a month, and anyone can send in super chats to make one of their characters a VIP. Super chats with a specific dog tag attached guarantee that character will receive VIP status. Otherwise, the system will choose one of your characters at random. Gifting memberships also gets you and the person gifted a VIP character. 3. Active chatters. If you've commented in the live stream chat within the last hour, you get priority right behind VIPs. So if you're watching, participate in the chat to make it more likely that your character will get in on the fight. 4. The general pool. If there are still draft spaces left, then they're open to anyone else in the tavern. Yes, even if you're offline, your tavern characters are at risk and may be drafted. Note that the draft prioritizes having as many different players as possible in the party, so you usually won't have 2 of your own characters in the same cage. Step 3. Into the blood cage. Once the party forms, the doors open, monsters spawn, and the auto battle begins. You get to sit back and watch the bloody drama unfold. As the cage takes damage and the blood bar fills, Zorn might intervene. At 33% health loss, he might order his goblin archers to loose a volley into the heroes, or later drop a gore strider behind your lines if you're having too easy a time. And for the crunch lovers, combat, movement, spells, and all other rules are handled by the Hacked Edge game system, our custom rule set based on old school essentials. Step 4. Triage and leveling. When the dust settles, surviving PCs are hauled up to the winch room. If a character was knocked unconscious, they only survive if they have teammates still standing at the end. Otherwise, the monsters put them to the sword. Survivors earn a blood drop next to their name to indicate they lived through the ordeal. Once in the winch room, goblin medics attempt to heal individual wounds, restoring 1 HP per wound per success. Then the fairy checks HP. Anyone with enough HP to reach level 1 gets promoted, receives their class, and gets a free, full restoration of HP and spells. This is the only free magical healing in the game. Level 1 characters also earn the right to have a name. Type bang name dog tag new name in the chat to name them, or rename them on zornsdungeon.com. Step 5. Rest and return. Finally, characters are sorted to their next location. First, all dead characters are sent to the graveyard. It's their final resting place. Those characters who are still wounded are sent to the infirmary. There, wounds and spells heal in real time according to the Hacked Edge rules, meaning severe injuries may take several actual 24-hour days to recover. To keep playing, bang spawn more characters to have them ready to go. Healthy characters are sent to the stable to safely rest. They have earned their reprieve. Want to send a character back into the action and perhaps earn a second blood drop? Just move the character you want from the stable back to the tavern. You can do this at zornsdungeon.com or by typing bang T for tavern plus the dog tag of the character you want to move in the chat. You can check rosters, locations, and all of our leaderboards, tracking boss kills, maximum damage, highest XP, anytime at zornsdungeon.com/tavern. Alright, that's all you need to know to get playing Zorn's Dungeon on the live stream. Get your bang spawn ready, and we'll see you in the cage. Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. I do want to be sure that I am going through the right microphone tonight because I realized last night I was not. Yes, okay. I believe I'm going through the right microphone tonight. I got this microphone in front of me, but last night I was, as I was watching the live stream again, I was like, man, this sounds kind of weird. And it's because I was not going through the correct microphone. It still worked. It still worked. But yes, I should sound better right now. For some reason, the other microphone was on. So, all right. Welcome, everybody. It is great to see you. Welcome to Zorn's Dungeon. I am both your game master and commentator tonight. I have been working all day on the live stream, been doing a lot of work. Been doing a lot of work on things, and then also I didn't get to put out like our MVPs. What I'm working on as far as marketing material goes is I am doing a clip of every blood cage where an MVP was declared, so that we can put those out and have people watch them, and perhaps like it might be easier for them to watch, you know, a 12-minute video on an MVP blood cage than it is like a 2-hour video or something like that. So I've been working on that, but I didn't get any of that finished today. That was intense, but I didn't get it finished. But I did do a lot of work on the stream tonight, and I realized that, oh, I didn't actually publish the changelog to YouTube today. But let's go ahead and bring this up. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to bring up the cage. Here we go. Let's see. We got 10. We only have 10 likes. Okay. I mean, come on, people. We have got to be able to get to at least 25 likes. By the time the stream ends, we have like, like last night, we had like 80 people watching. It was incredible. We got 12 people watching right now, but only 10 likes. The likes get us the blessing of the fairy. We need to be in on that. So please do hit that. Okay. So I didn't move the changelog over to YouTube today. I forgot all about that until like about 4 minutes ago when I was like, oh my God, I need to push this to the changelog. So August 6th. Okay, so I was wondering about the clerics. We needed to help out the clerics, or improve the way the clerics go. So one of the things that should happen, not sure if this should happen. We're going to see how this works tonight. When a cleric casts resistance on someone and they get advantage on their saves, which right now are the death saves, the broadcast will now or should call out when the blessing actually saved someone. So because they're actually last night three characters lived who otherwise would have died, except for because the clerics had cast resistance on them. So the resistance was the thing that made them live. I want to call out more of that now. So we're going to see about that now, so that, when a cleric casts resistance, okay, the cleric casts resistance, you get advantage on saving throws. Right now, the biggest saving throw that you have to do is death. But then when someone actually makes a save, okay, did they make a save because of the resistance spell or not? So we're actually bringing that out now. So it should be, we're going to see, the broadcast should now call out when the cleric's resistance actually saves somebody. Also expect to see clerics doing more attacking now. So clerics are now expected to be doing more physical attacking. I mean, like, especially last night, there was one blood cage where there was like a parade of clerics who all went through and were like buffing each other around in a big circle. And I didn't like to see that. I didn't want to see that. So I was trying to change that today. So now expect clerics to go more often to the attack, unless an ally is genuinely wounded or in danger. Okay. Resistance is now reserved for allies near death. You're not going to be seeing people cast resistance, or should not see clerics casting resistance on allies who are at full health. The clerics should become more physically combative now, or should. So expect that. Also, there were some issues as I was watching all of this that sometimes if a cleric is coming in for a heal, but then cannot make the heal because they are next to something else, like Prince, they've been stopped by a monster in their zone of control or something. Previously, I was watching this and I was going, whoa, the cleric is going in for a heal, but then moved up into the zone of control of a monster that prevented them from doing the heal, but they should have attacked, okay? And they were not. So a lot of work on the clerics, in the last 24 hours. So if a cleric does have a healing spell and is coming in to heal someone, but they end up getting intercepted by a monster's zone of control or something like that, they will not be able to heal because that's the rule, because they're within something else's zone of control. But now you should expect them to turn and also attack rather than just losing their turn. And also, I was really upset with how many wounded, like, big monsters that we have that ran away. So do expect now that things like the White Ape, like I had a White Ape situation last night where the White Ape was running away, and no game master at a physical table would have ever had that White Ape run away. Now, sometimes that's okay. I mean, sometimes that's okay, whatever. But the White Ape ran away so far that he wasn't even able to attack in the next round. So now expect the large monsters to, like the White Ape, to stay in combat longer. Expect them to stay in combat longer. Okay, let's go to the tavern. All right, Slash has Maxwell in. Maxwell, a level 1 human fighter, has let me refresh this right here. Maxwell. So Maxwell, level 1 human fighter. You're going to be in as a VIP. Also, Sable Phoenix, VIP, a Bloodshot Bounty Hunter. You are in. So we have 2 VIPs. They're going to be going in this round. We've got 9 other people. We got 16 people watching. We have 16 people watching, and we have 16 likes on the stream. That's what we like to see right there. If we get to 25, everyone in the blood cage will get +1 temporary health because of the blessing of the fairy. So, okay, Bloodshot Bounty Hunter, Kyle is in, Dave, Proud Star, Brent, Daniel, Brad, Henry. If you don't see yourself on this list being counted as present right here, it's because you have not typed something in the comment section. Type something in the comment section so that the bot monitoring the comment section will know that you are here. And if you're new here, hit bang spawn, exclamation point spawn. You see that right up the top, right up there, exclamation point spawn. Type that in the live stream chat and you will create a character to fight tonight. Okay. I think it's time to fight. How about this, everybody? Let's go fight. Let's go over to the holding cell. We got 4 blood cages tonight. This is our very first one. Holding cell. All right. So, Super VIPs first. There are none. Those are awarded only at Game Master discretion to correct errors or if we have like a special guest or something like that. VIPs will be drafted next. Then anyone who's new to the cage, if you have never fought before, then go ahead and hit bang spawn and you will be in. You will have the opportunity to fight tonight ahead of everybody except for the VIPs. Then everyone who is present but then not yet fought. Present is defined, have you said something in the last 35 minutes of the chat? If you have fought 1 time, you will be behind everyone who's fought no times. If you fought 3 times, you will be behind everyone who's fought 2, 1, and 0 times. And remember that channel members do have priority. Channel members have an advantage, 2 advantages right now. You can have more characters alive. If you are a channel member, you get more characters alive. Everyone can have up to 2 living characters. But if you are a channel member at the Warrior of the Geekverse level, you can have more than 2. I believe you can have 4. It should be 4. 4 characters who are living. And then also you will get a circle by your name every month, which gets you priority going in. Priority, which means you are ahead. Like if there are 40 people who are present but have not yet fought, but you are a channel member and you have not used your priority yet this month, you will get in ahead of all of them. So the channel members are very important, and I appreciate them all There's a lot more work that I want to do on this game. There's a lot more things that I want to make, and it's the channel members that really make that happen. So I appreciate all the channel members. Present but not fought, everyone else, and then Wanderers. Let's draft the party. Draft the party. Who is coming in? Slash Maxwell, level 1 fighter. You are in. Sable, a bloodshot bounty hunter. You are in. Dave, Stiffy. This is, Stiffy has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blood drops. A blood drop means that you have survived the blood cage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stiffy, level 1 gnome, has survived 5 times. That's incredible. Kyle, a Defiant Town watchman. Level 0, you are in. Proud Star, Clubfoot healer, been in the blood cage 1 time. Level 1 cleric. We will fight in 1 minute and 55 seconds. We are now taking super chats to buff your characters. It's $2 a buff. First $2 gets you +2 temporary hit points. The next buff gets you +1 damage. The next buff gets you +2 to all saving throws. So Proud Star, Clubfoot healer is in. Clubfoot healer is in. Courtney, the Quiet Storm, level 1 paladin with 2 blood drops is in. Mrs. Dave, Shaquille. Oh, it's Shaquille O'Heal. It's Shaquille O'Heal. Level 1 cleric, Mrs. Dave, Shaquille O'Heal, level 1. SKD Fish has Stephen the Bearded. Oh, Stephen the Bearded has one of our much coveted MVP badges. There are not very many of those that are handed out, but on July 29th, Stephen the Bearded did receive a MVP badge. So there you go, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. Brent Agragorn, level 1 ranger is in. Brad Blackthorn, level 1 paladin is in. Daniel Wilhelm the cheater, level 1 fighter, and then who is this? I can't see I'm not sure who is in here. I'm gonna have to come up with the tooltip or something on the complete name so I can see the whole thing. I'm not sure. A Resolute Man at Arms, level 0. Okay, so let's see. We have, I mean, this is once again a majorly stacked cage. We have 3 level 0 characters, only 3 level 0 characters. We have 9 level 1 characters. There's an average of 0.8. We got to get more level 0 characters in here. We got to get everybody. I'm working on that with the marketing. We got to get more people in here to hit bang spawn. Type bang spawn. There we go. Is that Tabletop Scholar? Okay, thank you. That's Tabletop Scholar. The Tabletop Scholar. I should have known. The Tabletop Scholar, a Resolute Man at Arms. I do need that tooltip. Yes, I need that tooltip badly. All right, that'll be tomorrow. Let's see. All right, so what was I saying? 3 level 0 characters, 9 level 1 characters, average level of 0.8, total HP 65. There are 65 hit points in this cage for an average of 5 going in. The odds calculator, Kyle, Defiant Town watchman, 25% chance of getting out. Courtney, the Quiet Storm, level 1. Bloodshot Bounty Hunter, 87% chance of getting out. Dave, 77% chance of getting out. Now, what I need to do is I need to finish more level 1 content. That's what I need to do. I've been trying to get to that for weeks and weeks and weeks. But actually what I need to do is for the channel members to come through and go to more level 1 content. I'm working on it. That's the actual answer, because we need to do more things than just the blood cage in the live stream. Resolute Man at Arms, Tabletop Scholar, 73% chance. I'm doing everything I can. I'm working as hard as I can here. All right, let's go to the blood cage. Combat commands are now live. Bang a, remember, you don't have to type anything. In order to fight in the blood cage. If you're new here and you're like, I don't know what I need to type, you don't need to type anything. All of your character will play automatically. And in fact, your character defaults to what is called bang fight, where they have balanced offense, balanced defense, and also movement. But if you want to override that, you do that through combat commands. Bang AOA, which gives you all-out attack. That increases your attack power but reduces your defense, and your shields become useless. Bang AOD, all-out defense, sacrifices movement and attacks for additional defense. Bang hold the line. Characters will not move, but will attack monsters within range. If no action is taken and the character is later attacked, treated as AOD defense. Hey, wait a minute. There was a concern last night that should have been on the changelog that I fixed. People were asking last night that, hey, I'm going AOA. You were going AOA with third ranked characters. Third rank is in the third rank of the formation, which were largely like wizards. And you were not shooting. And then people were like, wait a minute, what's going on? Why aren't I doing anything? I hit AOA, but I'm not doing anything. Shouldn't I be able to move when I'm under an AOA? Yes, you should have. I investigated that, and I think I fixed that problem. So the problem, which I don't understand why that wasn't the changelog. That should have been the changelog. I was working on that today. The issue there was that if you were issuing a ranged attack, ranged being either because you got a light crossbow, short bow, or whatever, or a spell. So any kind of ranged attack, the AOA was just looking to see, can you attack somebody at this moment? And that was not right. So you are right. That was an error. People were going AOA and expecting a character to be able to move and then conduct a ranged attack. But last night we realized that they were not. So that we're going to be looking for that again tonight. I believe I fixed that situation though. So if you're on the back rank, third rank, and you go AOA, you should still be able to move. I mean, you should. I mean, that was the way the rule is supposed to be going, but it wasn't working. I believe that's the case. Bang run makes you retreat. Bang run, you will run for your life, and then bang fight will send you back to your automated attack system. You can send in as many different orders as you want, but the last order that you sent your character before it's their turn, the orders are only executed on your character's turn. So if you issue an order and then the situation changes and you need to issue another order, you can do that, no problem. It's the last order that is sent that your character will execute, and they will only execute orders at the top of their turn. So there we go. Let's open the cage. Okay, 12 PCs to 14 monsters. Oh, but there are 3 White Apes. There are 3 White Apes. 12 PCs to 14 monsters, 3 White Apes. Front row, Daniel, you can now send in commands, just like Slash is doing. You can send in the command, but the characters will not execute that order until it is their turn. So, for instance, if you go AOD, all-out defense, but another monster draws before you do and they come over to attack you, you will not be on AOD until it is your turn, for instance. Just be aware of that. Okay. Command, Daniel, Wilhelm the Cheater, front line. Kyle, Defiant Town Watchman, front line. Slash, Maxwell, front line. Tabletop Scholar, a resolute man-at-arms, front line. Courtney, a quiet storm, front line. Lots of fighter types. Whoa, look at this. SKD Fish, Stephen the Bearded, front line. Brad Henry, Blackthorn, front line. Brent Agragorn, second line. Did I say front line? I meant second line. Second line. Brent, second line. Third line has Sable Phoenix, a bloodshot bounty hunter. Proud Star, third line. Clubfoot Healer. Mrs. Dave, Shaquille O'Heal, third line. Dave, Stiffy, third line. Okay, so we have fighter types all the way through the second line. That's pretty incredible. Okay. Let's see what happens. Everybody, here we go. Here's to everybody. Let's start the fight. Defiant Town Watchman accepts the hold order. Defiant Town Watchman will hold. Okay. Goblin Runt targets man-at-arms, coming up to Slash. Goblin Runt lunges into Maxwell, a moderate piercing wound. A little bit of damage right there. Not too much. Cave Imp now targets Wilhelm the Cheater. Cave Imp number 1 comes in. Rinse for 3 points of damage. Rinse Wilhelm the Cheater for 2 points of damage right there. Hey, TSL frontman. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sable Phoenix goes AOA. We got an AOA order on Sable Phoenix. Let's see if this works. Bloodshot Bounty Hunter. Okay, there we go. Third line AOA going into Cave Imp. Shoots. Lets out a final snarl and falls. The Cave Imp drops. Nice work. Okay, now Gremlin. Gremlin targets Wilhelm the Cheater going into Daniel. Gremlin targets Wilhelm the Cheater. 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound. Stephen the Bearded goes fight, is accepting the fight order. Stephen the Bearded moves towards the Gremlin, comes up. 7 points of damage. Very nice, Stephen the Bearded. Our Cage MVP, nice job, drops the Gremlin in a big way, drops him to -6 HP. Okay, 12 PCs to 12 monsters. Who's up next? Okay, it's Ratkin Mongrel from way far away trying to get to Wilhelm the Cheater. Not going to be able to do it. So now it's Resolute Man-at-Arms. This is Tabletop Scholar targeting the Goblin Runt. Goblin Runt is rocked by 2 points of damage. The Goblin Runt hits the stone and does not rise. Nice job, Resolute Man-at-Arms of Tabletop Scholar. Okay, Goblin targets Maxwell. Goblin targets Maxwell, targets Wilhelm the Cheater. Goblin lunges at Wilhelm the Cheater. Thrust of 2 points of damage right there, down to 2 of 7. White Ape from the back. White Ape moves toward the Defiant Town Watchman of Kyle and is going to throw a boulder into him. Defiant Town Watchman rolls with the strike unhurt, 1 stamina point spent. Blackthorn now targets Goblin. Blackthorn moving toward Goblin in the Goblin's flank. Coming in, Goblin takes 4 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound, drops to -1 HP, and is dead. Maxwell goes hold. Maxwell takes the hold order. Okay, Agragorn goes to Slimeling. Let's see. Agragorn shooting with the bow into Slimeling. Slimeling goes 1 piercing damage, shrugs that off because he has resistance to that. So then Agragorn backs up. Club-footed Healer targets Ratkin Mongrel. Now moving up, Ratkin, this is Proud Star to Ratkin Mongrel, 6 points of damage. The Ratkin Mongrel collapses and is dead. Okay, Wilhelm accepts hold order. Okay, Wilhelm will hold. Okay. Let's see. Slimeling goes to Blackthorn. Slimeling comes in. Blackthorn reels from 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Slimeling targets Maxwell. Slimeling coming up into Maxwell, reroutes into Resolute Man-at-Arms of the Tabletop Scholar. Hit for 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Who's next? Okay, White Ape way back there in the back looking at Maxwell. This is Slash's character. Going to throw? Yes, going to be able to throw into Maxwell. Slash takes 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Maxwell drops, hits the ground hard, unconscious, but is not dead. If we're able to get out of here, we may be able to get Maxwell out of there. Goblin now targets a Defiant Town Watchman. Goes into Wilhelm the Cheater instead. This is Daniel. Daniel deflects the attack. No damage from Goblin number 3 and his crude spear. Goblin now targets Blackthorn. Goblin number 4, 4 points of damage to Blackthorn, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Blackthorn fades into darkness, but refuses to die. Blackthorn is on the floor. We got to get Blackthorn out of here as well. Stiffy goes AOA. This is Dave's character going to an AOA order. Where is he going? Stiffy now goes toward this Goblin over here. Going to cast Poison Spray into Goblin number 3. Goblin staggers and drops right there. Goblin number 3 drops. Blood pools beneath. Goblin targets Clubfoot Healer, Proud Star. Jabbing, 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound into Proud Star. Zorn readies the archers. The volley is incoming or may be incoming shortly once we hit 33% damage. Fight orders. Quiet Storm. Courtney braces Wilhelm the cheater against death. Advantage on saves, including death saves, so long as we are fighting. Cave Imp targets Stiffy. Cave Imp comes in. Might retarget, yes, into Kyle's Defiant Town Watchman, caught there first. Defiant Town Watchman slashed for 1 point of damage, down to 3 of 4. 10 PCs to 8 monsters. Shaquille O'Heal moves up toward Cave Imp number 2. Cave Imp is hammered for 7 points of damage, a tremendous bludgeoning wound. The cleric, Mrs. Shaquille O'Heal, clubs that Cave Imp to death. Another White Ape going into Wilhelm the cheater, probably going to throws with a rock, but Wilhelm sets his shield, 1 point of durability taken, and that's it. There are shield splinters across the blood cage, but that's it. Round number 2. We are going to round number 2. Wilhelm the cheater looks like on a hold order. Now White Ape moves toward Clubfoot. Clubfoot staggers under 6 points of damage, a major bludgeoning wound. Clubfoot healer is holding their own viscera together, remaining on their feet. Oh, but then the White Ape comes again with a critical hit. 11 points of damage to Clubfoot healer. Catastrophic bludgeoning wound. That drops the Clubfoot healer. Proud Star, I believe that is time for F in the chat, because Clubfoot healer Proud Star, that was a level 1 cleric of Proud Star. Level 1 cleric Clubfoot healer is dead. I am sorry about that. 11-point catastrophic bludgeoning wound. Must have just crushed your skull. Arrow storm time. Zorn looses the arrow. 4 arrows coming in from atop the blood cage. Stephen the Bearded takes 1 stamina right there. Tabletop Scholar now comes in. The arrow by 1 point of damage. Shaquille O'Heal, 2 points of damage. Agragorn, 1 point of damage. Could have been much worse. Okay, Goblin right here. It's 9 PCs to 7 monsters coming up to Kyle. Defiant Town Watchman takes a puncture wound of 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. Okay, now let's see. Goblin targets Wilhelm the cheater, coming in with a crude spear, 1 point of damage. Daniel's down to 1 of 7 right there. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. The goblins are standing by on the crank. May have to go through some portcullis monsters. Resolute Man-at-Arms. This is Tabletop Scholar coming into Slimeling number 1, but shrugs off the attack. Stephen the Bearded goes AOD. Okay, Defiant Town Watchman. Kyle targets the Goblin. Kyle comes into Goblin number 4, hits him for 1 point of damage. Goblin down to 2 out of 3. Shaquille O'Heal targets the Goblin. Goblin is bludgeoned for 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Shaquille O'Heal, proving that Shaquille can do more than just heal, just clubs that monster to death right there. Okay, Quiet Storm. This is Courtney accepting a fight order. Okay, Quiet Storm targets White Ape coming in. 4 points of damage to the White Ape, moderate piercing wound. Bloodshot Bounty Hunter, Sable Phoenix, now targeting White Ape on an AOA order, coming in with a light crossbow. Hits the White Ape, 3 points of damage, moderate piercing wound. Slimeling targets a Resolute Man-at-Arms. Slimeling comes up to Tabletop Scholar, and it's deflected. His pseudopod is deflected. The Tabletop Scholar takes no damage, still at 3 of 6. Nice job. Okay. Slimeling targets the Quiet Storm. Slimeling number 2 comes up to Quiet Storm. Courtney, 1 point of damage. Courtney still has plenty of HP left, 5 of 6. Ratkin Gore Strider with Ratkin Gore Child. Now coming in behind our lines, it is Ratkin Gorechild. Ratkin Gore Strider comes into the Bloodshot Bounty Hunter of Sable Phoenix. One turned aside. Oh, 8 points of damage. Whoa, one shot. Bloodshot Bounty Hunter is finished. The Bloodshot Bounty Hunter drops from behind the lines. Okay, whoa. Okay, Ratkin Gorechild now going into Stiffy. Devastating strike. 9 points of damage to Stiffy. Oh my God. Okay, Stiffy goes limp. Stiffy goes limp. Still alive, but on the floor. On the floor. Okay, White Ape moves toward the Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm reads the swing, slams the shield up. Splinters fly, 1 of 2 durability remaining. Then on the second attack, takes 1 point of damage. We are now at 7 PCs to 8 monsters. White Ape goes to Shaquille O'Heal. Retargets into Kyle's Defiant Town Watchman. Defiant Town Watchman's half helm cracks and sheds. A near miss with death. A Defiant Town Watchman is left staggered. Then goes into Courtney the Quiet Storm. Oh, the Quiet Storm's wooden shield buckles and splits. There is no more shield for the Quiet Storm, Courtney, to hide behind. It is now 7 PCs to 8 monsters. Agrigorn going AOA. Agrigorn going AOA. Help us out, Agrigorn. Agrigorn comes into White Ape. White Ape is hit for 6 points of damage, a major piercing wound that lands clean. Okay, so nice job right there. Didn't kill it, but that was good. Round number 3, everybody. Round number 3. White Ape now targets a Defiant Town Watchman. This is Kyle coming into Kyle's flank. A Defiant Town Watchman is rocked by 5 points of damage, a major bludgeoning wound. The Defiant Town Watchman folds under the wound and is gone. Resolute Man-at-Arms drives the fist into the Resolute Man-at-Arms. Resolute Man-at-Arms angles the shield, rides out the impact, 1 of 2 durability remaining. 6 PCs to 8 monsters. Goblin now going into Wilhelm the Cheater. Oh, another wooden shield buckles and splits. Nothing left to hide behind. Wilhelm the Cheater, no more shield for you. Expended when the Goblin came in. Now, White Ape is targeting the Quiet Storm. Comes in with the fist. 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Then comes in again. 1 point of damage. Oh, the Quiet Storm should be dead, but rage keeps Courtney alive and upright right there. Stephen the Bearded going hold. Stephen the Bearded goes a hold order. Will attack Ratkin Gore Strider. Going in. Critical strike. Opening is punished. Ratkin Gore Strider takes a slash of 12 points of damage. A catastrophic slashing wound with the arming sword. Nice job, Stephen the Bearded. Stephen the Bearded drops Ratkin Gore Strider. Okay, White Ape targets the Quiet Storm. White Ape comes in, hammering the fist. 5 points of damage, major bludgeoning wound. The Quiet Storm drops, not dead. If the heroes can survive, then we'll be able to get the Quiet Storm out of there. Slimeling. Now, Slimeling looking at Resolute Man-at-Arms. Slimeling brings the weight deflected. Deflected. A Resolute Man-at-Arms raises his shield in time. Blow skids harmlessly aside. Epic defense. We have an epic defense for tonight. 5 PCs to 7 monsters. Agrigorn still on AOA, looking at this very large White Ape. Shooting with the light crossbow puts 6 points of damage on the White Ape, right through his throat. The White Ape screams, legs buckles, and it is over. Nice job, Agrigorn, doing work from the AOA behind the line. Shaquille O'Heal comes up to White Ape number 3. 8 points of damage to the White Ape, a tremendous bludgeoning wound. That's with Shaquille O'Heal's club right there. Beat him to death, fell-handed. Shaquille O'Heal wins. Slimeling targets Shaquille O'Heal. Okay, so Slimeling coming up to Shaquille O'Heal. 1 point of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound lands clean right there. 5 to 5, Resolute Man-at-Arms, Tabletop Scholar, looking at Slimeling, says, I want some Slimeling. Slimeling shrugs it off. 2 points of piercing damage with a short spear. No damage there. Slimelings are resistant to that kind of thing. Wilhelm the Cheater now coming into Goblin, making his last stand. Goblin takes 4 points of damage. He does make it count, though. Goblin number 1 drops to -1 hit points and is gone. Hey, Wolfman. Good to see you, Wolfman. Ratkin Gorechild comes into Wilhelm the Cheater. Oh, drops him. A devastating blow ends Wilhelm the Cheater. Oh, my God. F in the chat. We have an F in the chat for Wilhelm the Cheater, Daniel's level 1 fighter who has been through 2 blood cages. F in the chat. Okay, so who is next? Let's see. Zorn spares the worthy. Zorn spares the worthy. 8 XP each. 8 survivors share the spoils. Zorn spares the worthy. 8 survivors share the spoils. 4 fell and received 4. Zorn spares the worthy. Okay, you got out. You got out. Whoa. Okay, so let's go to the winch room. Zorn was like, okay, you've earned your gruel. You came to the tavern. You fought. You earned your gruel for the night. Go for it. Okay, so let's bring up all of the dead, or the not dead, but the living and the dead into the winch room. Deploy the goblin medics. Everybody gets their blood drop who survived. Agragorn, no help there. Shaquilo, heal. Little bit of help from the goblins right there. Okay, Maxwell, little bit of help for the goblin right there. The Quiet Storm, Courtney, a little bit of help, a little bit of more help right there. Remember, a little bit of more help, a little bit more help. Man, lots of help right there, the Quiet Storm. Remember, we go by wounds here. We just want 1 wounds here. Blackthorn, Brad, a little bit of help. This is not HP coming off of 1 total pool. We go by individual wounds here. So the goblins are rolling against individual wounds. Anybody need to be promoted? Tabletop Scholars, Resolute Man-at-Arms, level 1 Knight. There you go, level 1 Knight. Fairy's Blessing, the wounds wash away. Your only free healing, free magical healing in this game is going from level 0 to level 1. Let's sort and dismiss. All right, everybody, like, who is here? We got 33 people watching. We only have 20 likes on the stream. Hit the like button, because as you can tell, everybody needs as many hit points as they can possibly get. So please go hit the like button. If we can get to 25, then the fairy will come and give everybody in the tavern +1 temporary HP, which they definitely need. Definitely need that. Okay, so, and plus, if you're new, just hit bang spawn. That's all you got to do. Exclamation point spawn. It's up there at the top. Just hit that. You'll create a character and you'll fight. That's all you got to do. You don't have to do anything else. Just do that. All right, so here we go. Let's go. So new to the tavern, Wolfman. You are new to the tavern. You're going to fight in this next one. You have a disinherited mountebank. And it's there. Sable says maybe a bang charge command or something similar to move forward would be nice. Not to be struck and stuck in the back when the portcullis opens. You want a charge command? Well, we should be moving when you go bang AOA. And that was an error from last night, that we had characters who were under a bang AOA command and they did not move. So bang AOA, if you want to go like I am charging, so that should allow you to charge. But what we may need is just the ability to move. And there's a problem with that. I was thinking about this over the past 2 days. How do you just issue a move command? It's not impossible, but trying to make it elegant across all possible things where you can move is a little bit difficult. So I'm still thinking on that. 21 of 25. We get 25. We had 35 people watching, only 21 likes. We're gonna fight without the blessing of the fairy. We've only got 21 likes. We're gonna fight without it. Let's go to the holding cell. All right, let's go. Let's see. Yeah, but if you have a ranged attack, right, so you want, yeah. But if you have a ranged attack like Bounty Hunter, AOA just makes you stand and shoot if you can reach. So you want to move a command. All right, I mean, I got to figure out how to do that. All right, Slash is in. All right, let's draft the party. Here we go. Let's draft the party. Sable Phoenix, a mismatched bounty hunter. You are in. Wolfman, a disinherited mountebank. You are in. TSL frontman, Shiny Pickles. You are in. Mrs. Dave, Buddy the Elf. You are in. Proud Star, a scratched bandit. You are in. Kyle, a forsaken cultist. You are in. SKD Fish, Stephen the Bearded, back around. Stephen the Bearded is back around. Okay. Major Hero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blood cages have been through and has earned the much coveted VIP badge right there. Daniel, a mud-splattered dwarf armor's apprentice, well-starred. That puts you in the top 12% of all ability scores right there. Slash, an exhausted dwarf miner, level 0, uncommon. Okay. Courtney, play nicely, level 1 elf. Brent, Snick the Quick, level 1 thief. You are in. Alex Sandry, a tremulous man-at-arms is in. We have 7 level 0. So now we have 7 level 0 characters. 7 level 0 characters in here. Total characters of level 5. Average level 0.4. Brent says, I'd prefer to see separate advance and all-out attack order. Maybe have one move and one action. Maybe have one move and one action order per turn. People want move orders. I got to figure out how to do that. I got to think on that. And there's some things that are coming that I want to make sure that it goes into everything. Okay, total HP is 59. Like, right. I don't want to have separate commands for the blood cage versus the blood well and the whatever. I want to have all the commands working so that they work no matter where you are. I think that's the most elegant way to do it. But if we were only doing the blood cage, you could give move commands by a grid coordinate because you see the entire blood cage the entire time, and we could have grid coordinates. But if you don't see the entire game field at any given time, you won't be able to do that. So I'm thinking about it. Okay. Poor odds. Wolfman, a disinherited mountebank, 26% chance of survival. Proud Star, a scratched bandit, 23% chance of survival. Oh, lots of red here. Slash, an exhausted dwarf miner, 29% chance of survival. But play nicely, level 1 elf, 80% chance of survival. All right. Let's go. Let's play. Combat commands, bang AOA, goes all out attack. You do not have to issue any order to your character. They will fight according to their algorithm, which is the bang fight is the default balanced attack, balanced defense, and movement. But if you want to override their behaviors, you go bang AOA for all out attack to increase their attack power, but reducing defense and shields become useless. Go AOD, all out defense, sacrifices movement and attacks for additional defense. Bang hold the line. Characters will not move, but will attack monsters in range. If no action is taken and the character is later attacked, they will be treated as if they were on an AOD. Bang run will get you to run, and then bang fight as default. All right, let's go. Let's open the cage. Commands are now being accepted right here. Let's see. All right, so Slash, an exhausted dwarf miner, front line. Daniel, a mud-splattered dwarf armor's apprentice, front line. Alice Sandry, tremulous bandit arms, front line. SKD Fish, Stephen the Bearded, you are front line. That is a solid front line of fighters, but then we're going toward thief types. Wolfman, a disinherited mountebank, second line. Courtney, play nicely, second line. Proud Star, a scratched bandit, second line. Mrs. Dave, Buddy the Elf, second line. Okay, Brent, Snick the Quick, third line. Sable Phoenix, a mismatched bounty hunter, third line. TSL frontman, Shiny Pickles, third line. Kyle, a forsaken cultist, third line. Let's start the fight. Oh, we have 17 monsters and 3 white apes. 17 monsters and 3 white apes. Cave Imp is looking at the exhausted dwarf miner of Slash. 2 points of damage, minor slashing wound right there. White Ape, all the way in the back, also looking at the exhausted dwarf miner. No throw, but comes up. All right, so it gets in your face. So, Play Nicely fires at White Ape. Play Nicely casts a firebolt at White Ape, 2 points of damage, a minor fire wound. And then Play Nicely backs up all the way to the corner. Daniel targets the White Ape. This is the mud splattered dwarf. Gets intercepted by this cave imp that's right here in his face. 3 points of damage to the cave imp. Moderate piercing wound drops the cave imp with his warhammer. Nice job right there. 12 PCs to 16 monsters. Goblin now. Goblin moves toward a, looks like ends up targeting Daniel's mud-splattered dwarf apprentice. 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury, a minor piercing wound. Gremlin. Now, Gremlin looking at the man-at-arms. This is Sandry. Comes into Stephen the Bearded instead. Closes with Stephen the Bearded. 1 point of stamina spent, and that is it. Okay, White Ape, way in the back again, coming up. Let's see. White Ape throws with a boulder into Daniel. Mud-splattered dwarf armor's apprentice is struck for 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Tremulous Man-at-Arms targets the White Ape, but goes for the Goblin instead. Makes sense. Goblin takes 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Now, Forsaken Cultist, this is Kyle in the back, looking at this White Ape up there, but then goes to Goblin instead, casting Poison Spray into the Goblin. 2 points of damage, a minor poison wound. That is enough to drop Goblin number 1. All right, so 12 PCs to 15 monsters. Exhausted Dwarf goes AOA. Exhausted Dwarf Minor, this is Slash, goes AOA right into White Ape number 3. White Ape takes 10 points of damage, exactly what an AOA is supposed to do when you give an AOA command to a dwarf with a pick through the head, through the eye, into the brain of the White Ape, and it is down. Kobold Crawler looking at Sandry, going to throw into Sandry. 1 point of damage. The Tremulous Man-at-Arms, a minor piercing wound right there. All right, Stephen the Bearded goes hold. Stephen the Bearded is under a hold order, but will target the Gremlin who is right next to him. Critical strike. Critical strike with an arming sword. 11 points of damage. He splatters that Gremlin. Splatters that Gremlin. Puts it at negative 10 points of damage. Stephen the Bearded, doing what he does, just cuts, just splatters that Gremlin all over the blood cage. Gremlin targets the Exhausted Dwarf Miner, coming into Slash. Slashed for 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound that splits the flesh right there. Slimeling now coming into Stephen the Bearded. Let's see. Going to be able to get there? Not sure. Well, no, Slimelings are slow. Goblin. Now, Goblin targets an Exhausted Dwarf Miner. Goes to the Tremulous Man-at-Arms instead of Sandry. Reels from 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. Okay, 12 PCs to 13 monsters. Cave Imp now coming up on Daniel. Cave Imp coming in. 2 points of damage to a mud-splattered dwarf armor's apprentice. Minor slashing wound right there. Disinherited Mountebank goes fight order. Looking at Cave Imp over here. Yes, comes into Cave Imp's flank. Disinherited Mountebank comes in on his flank. Cave Imp is opened up by 2 points of damage, minor slashing wound. The Cave Imp lets out a final snarl and falls. Okay, Gremlin. Gremlin also looking at Daniel, coming up, goes into Stephen the Bearded instead. 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound to Stephen the Bearded. 12 PCs to 12 monsters. Shiny Pickles looking at that ape. Going to cast Chill Touch, critical strike at the White Ape. White Ape is rocked by 6 points of damage. Major necrotic wound. White Ape is now at 2 of 8. Nice job. Nice job. Zorn readies the archers.
Mismatched Bounty Hunter goes AOA. So this is Sable Phoenix going to an AOA order. Targeting, we see a White Ape who is looming large in the background, shoots a light crossbow into White Ape. 5 points of damage to White Ape, a major piercing wound. Nice job, nice job. Sable Phoenix drops White Ape number 1. Arrow Storm coming in, 3 arrows. Arrow Storm coming in, 3 arrows. Arrow Storm comes in. Brent takes, Snick the Quick takes 1 point of damage. Mismatched Bounty Hunter takes 1 point of damage. Proud Star, your scratched bandit, takes 2 points of damage. All right, that is the end of the arrows. Could have been much worse. 12. We still have 12 PCs. The PCs are doing amazing here. We still have 12 PCs up. There are 11 monsters up. Ratkin Mongrel, man, coming from a long way away, probably not going to be able to attack, not even able to do it. We are still here in round 1. White Ape targets Stephen the Bearded. Gonna throw? You would expect the ape to throw. Yes. Ape comes in, throws into Stephen the Bearded. 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound right there. Slash said, from downtown, right? The Ratkin Mongrel's coming in from downtown. Okay. Let's see. Gremlin comes into Daniel's mud-splattered Armor's Apprentice. 2 points of damage, minor slashing wound. That drops him. The mud-splattered Armor's Apprentice is dropped. So now we've lost a PC. 11 PCs to 11 monsters. Buddy the Elf looking at this gremlin. Buddy the Elf comes up. 2 points of damage. Minor cold wound into the gremlin. The gremlin expires on the cold stone. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. The goblins are standing by. All right, let's see. Slimeling, way in the back, looking at Stephen the Bearded. Gonna be able to get there? Don't know. Slow Slimelings. Okay, Slimeling, another Slimeling coming into Stephen the Bearded. Going to be able to attack this time. Slimeling gives 2 points of damage. Stephen the Bearded is hanging on to 1 of 5. Goblin now targets an exhausted dwarf miner, coming up into Proud Star instead. This is the scratched bandit with a crude spear. 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Proud Star's scratched bandit drops. Snick the Quick goes fight. Snick the Quick is going into a fight order. Is he able to find anybody? Yes. Coming up to goblin number 2. 3 points of damage. That is enough to take out a goblin. Snick the Quick drops goblin number 2. Round number 2. All right, let's fight. Kobold Crawler draws first, looking at Sandry. Throws a dart into the Tremulous Man-at-Arms. Deflected right there. Deflected. Sandry's Tremulous Man-at-Arms deflects the strike, the dart strike of the Kobold Crawler. Nice work right there. Kobold Crawler advances. Stephen the Bearded goes AOD. Stephen the Bearded goes AOD. Okay. Tremulous Man-at-Arms targets the goblin right there. Tremulous Man-at-Arms goblin skewers the goblin for 3 points of damage, and that is plenty to kill a goblin right there. The goblin goes down permanently. Okay. Exhausted Dwarf Miner Slash goes hold, is going to a hold order, so we'll be able to attack the gremlin right next to him. An exhausted, critical hit with a pick. 12 points of damage, puts the pick right through the gremlin's head. There is black gremlin blood and brains everywhere over this blood cage. Nice job. Okay, White Ape now targets an exhausted dwarf miner. White Ape coming up to Sandry. First hits a Tremulous Man-at-Arms of Sandry. 2 points of damage right there. A minor bludgeoning wound. Then comes up to the exhausted dwarf miner. 7 points of damage. A tremendous bludgeoning wound. An exhausted dwarf miner staggers and falls forever. Slashes exhausted dwarf miner is dead. Ratkin Gore Strider with Ratkin Gore Child is now coming in behind our lines. Ratkin Gore Strider targets Snick the Quick coming in. Snick the Quick is opened by 5 points of damage, major slashing wound, down but not yet dead, unconscious on the floor. Can we get him out? Ratkin Gore Child now goes to a mismatched bounty hunter. 4 points of damage, moderate slashing wound. Mismatched bounty hunter, Sable Phoenix. The mismatched bounty hunter is dead and is out of here. Okay, 7 PCs to 9 monsters. Shiny Pickles, TSL frontman, is warded. Next blow lands at half force. Oh, he warded himself to make sure the next blow will land at half force upon him. Forsaken Cultist, this is Kyle, targets Ratkin Gorechild. Ratkin Gorechild takes 3 points of damage. 7 PCs to 9 monsters. Slimeling targets Stephen the Bearded. Slimeling deflected. Stephen the Bearded deflects that attack. Deflects that attack right there. Slimeling deflected. Play Nicely targets Ratkin Gorechild. Going to be able to cast, yes, into Gorechild's rear. Strikes from behind. That was Flame Bolt seared for 7 points of damage. A tremendous fire wound. Ratkin Gorechild. Ratkin Mongrel targets a Forsaken Cultist. Okay, so Ratkin Mongrel, a disinherited mountebank, takes 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. AOD to disinherited mountebank. Wolfman goes AOD. Wolfman going AOD. Buddy the Elf goes Ratkin Gorechild into Ratkin Gorechild, 3 points of damage. Slimeling. Okay, Slimeling targets the elf, the Tremulous Man-at-Arms, Sandry. Tremulous Man-at-Arms catches the strike square on the shield, 1 of 2 durability remaining. Slimeling targets Forsaken Cultist. Now the Slimelings are getting into action, going up against Kyle. Strikes him for 4 points of damage with his pseudopods. The Forsaken Cultist of Kyle drops. The body breathes. Hope remains. He's laying unconscious on the floor. We got 6 PCs up and 2 unconscious on the floor. Gremlin now coming into Wolfman, who's going AOD. Disinherited Mountebank hit for 1 point of damage. Minor slashing wound right there. Okay, 6 PCs to 8 monsters. We are going into round 3. Ratkin Gorestrider comes into Buddy the Elf. This is Mrs. Dave. 7 points of damage, a tremendous slashing wound. Buddy the Elf crumbles and is done. I am sorry, Mrs. Dave. I am sorry. F in the chat for Mrs. Dave. We have lost a level 1 character. Buddy the Elf, Mrs. Dave, has fallen to a 7-point tremendous slashing wound from the Ratkin Gorestrider. Okay, Shiny Pickles goes AOA. Going AOA. Shiny Pickles, TSL frontman, going AOA. Looking at White Ape over there. Going to be able to cast Chill Touch. Shiny Pickles comes in on White Ape's flank. A 6-point necrotic wound. White Ape is now at 2 of 8. Nice job. Nice job. Okay. Wolfman's going run. I see in the chat. Okay. Let's see. White Ape now targets a Tremulous Man-at-Arms coming in. Tremulous's Man-at-Arms wooden shield buckles and splits. Shield is gone. Sandry's shield is gone. White Ape comes in again. 4 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Sandry's Tremulous Man-at-Arms perishes and is cut down instantly. We are now 4 PCs to 8 monsters. 4 PCs to 8 monsters. Gremlin now targets Disinherited Mountebank of Wolfman. Struck for 2 points of damage, minor slashing wound. Disinherited Mountebank. I am sorry, Wolfman. I am sorry, Wolfman. Your Mountebank is dead. I am sorry. 3 PCs to 8 monsters now. Ratkin Mongrel looking at TSL frontman, who is on an AOA. Shiny Pickles is on an AOA. Oh, that could have been much worse. Only 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Let's see. Play Nicely targets White Ape. Play Nicely going into the flank right there. Play Nicely comes in on the ape's flank. Critical strike. 9 points of damage to the White Ape. A grievous fire wound right there. Play Nicely. This is Courtney has dropped White Ape number 2. Okay, now where are we? 3 PCs to 7 monsters. Slimeling targets Stephen the Bearded. Stephen the Bearded is taking an attack. Oh, Stephen the Bearded's buckler splinters completely. The last sliver of wood whirls away. Stephen the Bearded is now undefended as far as shields go. Slimeling now goes into Play Nicely. Slimeling smashes Play Nicely. 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, and 1 taken as injury, a minor bludgeoning wound. Slimeling now coming into Shiny Pickles. Slimeling 2 comes into Shiny Pickles in the flank. Brutal critical. Brutal critical. Shiny Pickles reels from 6 points of damage from the Slimeling's pseudopods. Slimeling drops Shiny Pickles. Shiny Pickles, level 1 mage. F in the chat. F in the chat. I am sorry, TSL frontman Shiny Pickles. You have died. I am sorry. Okay, now where are we? Kobold Crawler going into Stephen the Bearded, who is on AOD. Stephen the Bearded, Kobold Crawler coming in on your flank, skewered for 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound. Oh no! Stephen the Bearded has fallen. Stephen the Bearded has fallen. Oh my God, everybody. Stephen the Bearded has fallen. But Zorn spares the worthy after that. 10 XP each. 3 survivors get out. 9 fell. 5 XP each. That was dearly bought. We lost Stephen. Oh my God, we lost Stephen. Oh my God. Okay, man, I don't even know what to say about that. We got people out, but that was an intense fight. That was an intense fight. Turn the winch. Everybody gets their blood drop who survived. Let's deploy the goblin medics. Okay, Courtney, Play Nicely. No help there. Brent, you get a little help from the goblin medics. This is Snick the Quick. Little help there, and that was it. Does anybody get a promotion? Yes. Kyle, your Forsaken Cultist becomes a level 1 mage. Level 1 mage, Kyle. Level 1 mage. Magic Missile. Sort and dismiss. All right, we have 42 people watching. I hope we have 25 likes on the stream by now. I hope we have that because that will get the blessing of the fairy. Will allow everybody in the cage to get or everyone in the tavern rather, to get +1 temporary hit points. We have 2 more fights tonight. But hey, if you're watching and you have not hit bang spawn, look at this up here. Exclamation point spawn right up there. Just hit exclamation point spawn. That's all you got to do. And then you will have a character to fight tonight. There's a 30-second global cooldown, so if you don't get in on it, then do it again. Do it again. Okay. 21. Dave says 22 likes. I'm registering 21 at the moment. I mean, come on. Of 40 people, you think we'd be able to get 25 likes on the stream. Okay, present. TSL Frontman's going to be going in. Brad's going to be going in. Then we got people who fought 2 times. Okay. How are we doing? Everybody got what everybody got? They got? Come on. Give it a few more seconds. Everybody hit bang spawn. If you're new here, hit bang spawn, create a character. You don't have to do anything else. Okay? All right. Okay. Now I'm seeing 22. Wolfman. Okay, there's Wolfman, a stumbling antiquarian's assistant. You were in. Let's see. Okay. We got 3 who are present. Remember, presence means you have been in the chat for the last 35 minutes. So So if you're here and you haven't at least said hi in the chat, we won't ever know that you're here. You got to at least say hi in the chat in order to fight. Wolfman's trying this again. I like that attitude. Okay, let's go to the holding cell. Holding cell right here. Let's draft. Draft priorities, super VIPs. Those are game master designated. We don't have any super VIPs right now, but if I need to do something to declare a VIP, I can get somebody in. Then VIPs, super chat. What, $2.99 super chats? If you want to fight, hit $2.99 in the super chat with the dog tag of your character, and you will be up there to fight. If you are new to the cage, if you're new here, please hit bang spawn and you'll be in. Dave, mystery beverage. Okay. Then everybody else present, not yet fought, chat within 35 minutes. If you have fought 2 times, then you'll be behind people who have fought 1 time or 0 times. Let's see, present but fought. Let's see, Dave. And if you are a channel member, you are ahead of everybody in your tier once per month, right? You get priority once per month. So let's, what's going on here? I want to draft the party. Here we go. TSL frontman, Pandaw's Fire. This is the Barbarian. Oh, the Barbarian is in. A rare character, only 1 in every 354 spawns. There are not many Barbarians in this game. There are not many Barbarians in this game. And TSL frontman happens to have a Barbarian who is also well-starred, which means in the top 12% of ability scores. That is a character we really need to protect. I mean, that is a character we really need to protect. TSL frontman's Pandos right there. We have to protect that person. Brad, Wormtongue is in, level 0 thief. Wolfman, a stumbling antiquarian's assistant, level 0, well-starred. Okay. Courtney, Humongous is in. Been through the blood cage 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Kyle, a sheltered elf lore master's apprentice, level 0, uncommon character. Sable Phoenix, a vagabond sexton. SKD Fish, Eileen is in, level 1 right there. Brent, Fizzard the Wizard. Let's see. So right over here, Dave. Yeah, I don't see Dave in the chat. Just checking. I was just checking. I don't see Dave in the draft. Brent, Fizzard the Wizard, level 1 mage. Daniel, an untested torchbearer, level 0. Slash, a misguided halfling burglar's apprentice. Oh, Mrs. Dave. Mrs. Dave buffs Ronnie Rampage for +2 temporary hit points. Proud Star, a nameless acolyte, level 0. Then Mrs. Dave, who has Ronnie Rampage, and Ronnie Rampage is a Blood Cage MVP. Very rare and difficult to get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well-starred, been through the blood cages. We got to make sure we need to get Mrs. Dave out. We've got to get Ronnie Rampage out, 35% chance of survival. And we have to get TSL frontman's Pando's Fire, the Barbarian, out. Those are the ones we're going to be looking at. Brad has poor odds of getting out. Hey, Maximus. Welcome, Maximus. Poor odds, Brad. I'm sorry, Wormtongue. Poor odds, Sable Phoenix, a vagabond sexton. Daniel, an untested torchbearer. I'm sorry about that. 6 and 6. 6 and 6. This is about to be round number 3, right? I believe this is round number 3 we're about to go into. Yeah, I think this is blood cage number 3. We're going to have 4 blood cages tonight. We have 6 level 0 characters in here. We have 6 level 1 characters, so we have an average level of 0.5. Total HP 61, not bad, and an average HP of 5. Let's fight. Let's fight. It is time to fight. All right, everybody. You do not have to type anything in to fight. You do not have to type any command. You will fight with a balanced attack, defense, and movement. But if you want to override that, you can go bang AOA to go all-out attack. You can go bang AOD to go all-out defense. You can go bang hold to hold the line, which means you will not move, but will attack monsters within range. If no action is taken and the character is later attacked, you will be treated as if you are bang AOD. Bang run. If you need to get the hell out of there, hit bang run. That gets you a retreat move. There is no ultimate escape from the blood cage, but you're going to be running away from monsters. And if you want to cancel a command and return yourself to automated movement and attack, then go bang fight. You can send as many orders as you want, but be aware that your character will only accept the last given order, and your orders will only be executed at your turn, at the top of your turn. Let's open the cage. All right, front line, Vagabond Sexton. Front line, TSL Frontman, fire right there. TSL Frontman's fire, the Barbarian is right there. Mrs. Dave, Ronnie Rampage, front line. Daniel, an untested torchbearer, front line. Now we're going to an elf on the second line. Kyle, a sheltered elf lore master's apprentice, second line. Then Brad, Wormtongue, second line. Slash, a misguided halfling burglar's apprentice, second line. Proudstar, a nameless acolyte, second line. Brent, Fizzard the Wizard, third line. Lots of wizards on the back line. Brent, Fizzard the Wizard, back line. Courtney, Humongous, back line. SKD Fish, Eileen, back line. Now, Wolfman, a stumbling antiquarian's assistant, back line. There you go. All right, let's start the fight. Oh, we have 14 monsters. Only one ape this time. Goblin going first. Targets untested torchbearer. Goes in Ronnie Rampage of Mrs. Dave. 2 temporary hit points. No injury right there. Ratkin Mongrel going into fire. Yes, okay, into TSL Frontman. TSL Frontman bleeds for a thrust of 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. Okay, it's fire. It's Pandaw's fire comes into Ratkin Mongrel. Critical, exactly what a barbarian should be doing. 14 points of damage. Catastrophic slashing wound with a battle axe right there. Pando's fire takes down Ratkin Mongrel. Okay, takes him down. Wormtongue, Brad Henry coming into Goblin number 2's flank. Critical strike, 7 points of damage to the Goblin. A tremendous piercing wound right there. Cave Imp targets Wormtongue. Cave Imp comes up to Brad Henry. 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound. Cave Imp targets Ronnie Rampage. Okay, so Cave Imp comes into Ronnie. This is Mrs. Dave. 2 points of damage. Minor slashing wound right there. Lore Master's Apprentice. Kyle goes AOA. We got an AOA on the Lore Master's Apprentice. Wants to get some White Ape all the way over there. Yes, and is able to do it. Freezes him for 5 points of damage, a major cold wound. Staggers him and is chilled. So nice job. Nice job, Kyle. Very nice use of an AOA. Very, very nice use of an AOA right there. Cave Imp. Now look at Kyle. Going to get caught up, I believe, into the Vagabond Sexton of Sable Phoenix. Goes 1 HP into the Vagabond Sexton. Eileen targets White Ape. Goes into Cave Imp number 1 instead. 4 points of damage, moderate fire wound. Goblin targets Lore Master's Apprentice. Intercepted by the Vagabond Sexton. Pandos impaled by 5 points of intercepted by Pandos, actually. 5 points of damage to Pandos right there. Kobold Crawler moves toward Wormtongue. Throws into Wormtongue Brad. Wormtongue sustains 2 points of damage. Oh, Brad, I am sorry. Wormtongue, we have lost a level 0 character. Wormtongue is cut down. Level 1 thief, Brad Henry. I am sorry. Wormtongue is out. Misguided Halfling goes AOA. So this is Slash going AOA. Slash is looking at AOA, coming into Cave Imp number 4. Cave Imp number 4, 5 points of damage, a major piercing wound. Cave Imp number 4 drops. Zorn readies the archers. Volley is incoming. Nameless Acolyte goes AOA. We have another character going AOA. Proudstar going AOA. Looking over there, does have Sacred Flame, casting with an AOA over to the White Ape. Vicious critical, 9 points of damage to the White Ape, a grievous radiant wound. White Ape falls. The White Ape expires on the Cold Stone. Fizzard the Wizard goes AOA. Lots of people going AOA this time. Fizzard the Wizard targets Cave Imp. Fizzard the Wizard targets Cave Imp number 3. 3 points of damage. Moderate cold wound. That drops Cave Imp number 3. Nice job, Fizzard the Wizard. Arrow Storm. Zorn looses the volley. We're going to take 5 arrows this time. 5 arrows. Here we go. 5 arrows coming in. TSL Frontman. The arrow bites deep. 2 damage. Oh, no. Oh, no. Fire is driven to the brink and stays standing and is reeling. Fizzard the Wizard's going to have to take an arrow. 3 damage. 1 turned aside. 2 taken as injury. Stumbling Antiquarian's Assistant Wolfman. 2 points of damage. Slash, a misguided halfling burglar's apprentice rolls with the impact. 1 stamina spent. Ronnie Rampage takes 4 points of damage, down to 1 of 7. 1 of 7. Uh-oh. Okay, we are getting ready to ready the portcullis as well. Goblins are standing by the crank. We have 10 PCs. We still have 10 PCs up. 10 PCs to 8 monsters. 1 PC is on the floor. Humongous shooting an acid splash into goblin number 1. 1 point of damage. Acid wound right there. Ratkin Mongrel targets misguided halfling. Ratkin Mongrel 2 coming into misguided halfling's apprentice. 2 points of damage. 1 turned aside and 1 taken as injury. 10 PCs to 8 monsters. Antiquarian's Assistant goes AOA. We're going AOA with an Antiquarian's Assistant. So where are we going, Antiquarian's Assistant? Let's see. Looking over here at the goblin. Oh, coming out in front. Going AOA. All-out attack. Going to goblin number 1. Acid splash. Goblin's body goes limp and it is finished. Nice job, Wolfman, coming out with an aggressive move with the AOA right there. Ratkin Mongrel targets now the stumbling Antiquarian's Assistant, coming up to Wolfman, sinking his teeth. The Antiquarian's Assistant takes 2 points of damage. Can you save? No! Wolfman, stumbling Antiquarian's Assistant, is slain outright. Portcullis, Ratkin Gorechild lurches in behind the heroes. Okay, so Ratkin Gorechild targets Fizzard the Wizard. Coming in, Ratkin Gore, critical expert position, 8 points of damage to Fizzard the Wizard. I am sorry, Fizzard the Wizard. Brent, you are dead. Fizzard the Wizard is struck dead on the spot. Fizzard the Wizard has fallen. A tremendous slashing wound from the Ratkin Gorechild. This is still the first round. This is the first round. Ronnie Rampage targets Ratkin Mongrel, goes into Ratkin Mongrel number 1 coming in. 6 points of damage. Very nice. Ronnie Rampage cuts open Ratkin Mongrel. The light fades from the Ratkin Mongrel's eyes. Nice job, Ronnie Rampage. We needed that. Kobold Crawler now targets Ronnie Rampage. Is he going to throw? Maybe going to throw. Yes, throws. Critical. Oh, no. Throws with a critical hit. Ronnie Rampage takes a puncture wound of 3 points of damage. A moderate piercing wound. Oh, my God. F in the chat. Ronnie Rampage staggers once and falls over. Oh my God, Ronnie Rampage, the well-starred fighter and cage MVP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different blood cages. Ronnie Rampage has now fallen. Ronnie Rampage has now fallen. I am sorry. That hurts me. Gremlin moves toward the misguided halfling burglar's apprentice. Slash comes in. Misguided halfling burglar's apprentice, 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound, lands clean. Untested torchbearer, Daniel, now moving toward cave imp, coming in. 3 points of damage to the cave imp, a moderate slashing wound. The cave imp staggers, twitches, and falls. Vagabond goes fight. Vagabond goes fight. Weaves virtue around the halfling burglar's apprentice. Gains 1 temporary hit point. Goblin Runt now looking at Slash. Goblin Runt closes. An untested torchbearer takes 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. Daniel, you are still up. We are 7 PCs to 6 monsters. Let's see. Kyle accepts hold. Kyle is going into a hold order, but Ratkin Gorechild is right there. 1 point of damage to Ratkin Gorechild. Kobold Crawler number 1 comes into untested torchbearer and is deflected. An untested torchbearer angles his shield and deflects that. Ratkin Gorechild goes into Kyle, coming in critical hit. Oh my God, critical hit. 9 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 8 taken as injury. Kyle's sheltered elf lore master apprentice dies. Six PCs to 6 monsters. 6 PCs to 6 monsters. Ratkin Gorechild comes into the halfling burglar's apprentice, takes 3 points of damage. Will you save? Oh, okay. No, 1 taken is okay. So 1 hit point left. 1 hit point left. Goblin Runt targets an untested torchbearer. Goblin Runt comes in. The shield turns aside the wound or the attack, but it splinters down to 1 of 2. Now, Gremlin targets misguided halfling in the flank, comes in. Gremlin comes in the flank. Misguided halfling burglar's apprentice is gashed for 1 point of damage. The misguided halfling burglar's apprentice collapses, is out cold, but still breathing. 5 PCs to 6 monsters, 2 PCs laying like out on the floor. Kobold Crawler comes into Daniel, throws into Daniel, deflected, a rigging clang as the untested torchbearer's shield meets the blow head on. Epic defense. We have epic defense right here. 5 PCs to 6 monsters. We got 1 more fight tonight after this. Nameless Acolyte, Proud Star, comes up to Gremlin. Proud Star shoots, what is this? Into a moderate radiant wound into the Gremlin. The Gremlin's legs buckle and it is over. Nameless Acolyte of Proud Star drops that Gremlin. 5 PCs to 5 monsters. Goblin Runt comes in. The untested torchbearer. No, other way. Untested torchbearer puts 7 points of damage on Goblin Runt. Goblin Runt collapses and is dead. 5 PCs to 4 monsters. Vagabond Sexton going AOA. So Sable Phoenix now going an AOA order into Ratkin Gorechild. Ratkin Gorechild rocked by 6 points of damage. Nice job, Sable Phoenix, with a mace, major bludgeoning wound. Ratkin Gorechild drops. 5 PCs to 3 monsters. Eileen targets Ratkin Mongrel. Eileen is shooting Firebolt into Ratkin Mongrel. Ratkin Mongrel takes 4 points of damage, drops to -2. Nice job. The Ratkin Mongrel falls. with a final thud. The PCs may be turning this one around. They may be turning this one around. Let's see how this goes. Okay, fire can't. Humongous targets Kobold Crawler. Hugh comes up with an acid splash into Kobold Crawler. Kobold Crawler takes 4 points of damage. A moderate acid wound. Kobold Crawler drops. Kobold Crawler's legs buckle, and it is over. Round number 3. Untested Torchbearer Daniel looking at this kobold. Drop this kobold. Drop this kobold. Just drop him. Kobold Crawler takes a slash of 2 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound. Death claims the Kobold Crawler. Fell-handed. Nice job, Daniel. Nice job. So that one victory. 5 souls walk out alive. 2 are hauled out unconscious. 5 souls walk out alive. 2 are hauled out unconscious. So, nice job. 9 XP each. 7 survivors share the spoils. 5 fell. 4 XP each. All right, turning the winch. Let's see who comes up. Let's deploy the Goblin Medics. Goblin Medics, Pandos. Oh, so Pandos Fire got out. Got out. We got the Barbarian out. Nice job. And got a couple of hit points back right there. Let's go to promotions. Let's see. An untested Torchbearer, Daniel, level 1 fighter. You made it through. Daniel, you have a level 1 fighter. You got through. Misguided Halfling Burglar's Apprentice Slash, level 1 Halfling. You got through. And your wounds are washed away. Nameless Acolyte, Proud Star, Cleric, level 1. You got through. Nice job. Paladin, level 1. Nice job, Evil Phoenix. All right, let's sort and dismiss. Hey, remember, if you have level 1 characters, if you're trying to bang spawn and you can't, you might have characters, well, in the infirmary. They might be healing in the infirmary over here. You can go to zornsdungeon.com. When you log into zornsdungeon.com, you can check out all of your characters, and you have great fine-grained control over where all of your characters are. And when you log into Zorn's Dungeon for the first time, you get enough iron coins to declare one of your characters a VIP for free. So log into zornsdungeon.com. But then over here in the stable, if you have people who are in the stable and you want them to fight, no one in the stable will fight. You need to hit bang T. I'm going to show you. Bang T all. If you want finer grained control, log into zornsdungeon.com. But when you hit bang T all, just like I did right there, that will move all of your characters to the tavern. Bang T means bang tavern. So, for instance, all 7 of my characters just marched from the stable where they're safe. They will not fight if they are in the stable over to the tavern where they're eligible to be drafted. And, of course, you can hit bang S all and go the other way if you'd like. Dave asks, how many XP to get to level 1? I think it's 6. I think right now level 0 characters start at -6 hit points. And once you get -6 XP experience points, they start at -6 experience points. Once they get 6, they become level 1. Courtney. So thank you very much, Courtney, right there. Courtney comes in with Dorley. Dorley is going in to a VIP. Thank you. Thank you very much right there. We got you. Stable Phoenix. Also, oh, Renee. It's been a while since we've seen Renee. So Sable Phoenix is going in with Renee Dulac. VIP Renee, 4 blood drops right there. Blood drops means that you have survived the blood cage before. Dorley is also in. All right, so Sarah Maxis is going to be in. Sarah Maxis is going to be in. Brianna Reynolds is going to be in. Brianna fought 0 times. Wolfman, then TSL Frontman. So you can see how we're going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. Okay, remember, in order to be present, you have to have spoken within the chat within 35 minutes. Do we only have we have 20? We have 24 likes. Like, we have one more fight tonight. We have one more fight tonight. We have 48 people watching. Can we not get one more like to get the blessing of the fairy before we go in? I mean, we have 48 people watching. We need to hit bang spawn to get some more characters in. Go ahead and hit bang spawn, everybody, if you are watching. Hit exclamation point spawn, create a character. You see that up there at the very top of the screen right here. If you're watching, hit exclamation point spawn to create a character, and then hit the like button so that we can get to 25 and get the blessing of the fairy so that everybody in the tavern will get one temporary hit point. Come on. All right, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, come on. Somebody hit thumbs up. Some people are telling me I see 25. I'm waiting for Google and YouTube to report that to me. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now we have 25 of 25. So up there I got 25. Oh, I have gifts of the fairy. Let's go gifts of the fairy. Let's go gifts of the fairy, and then the fairy will do the that's there. So let's go to gifts of the fairy right here. Let's go to gifts of the fairy. Hero of the cage, you bled for Zorn in his cruel game, and though you did not break, your gear did. Here, take this. I found it for you. It might have the blood of one less fortunate still on it, but it was all I could find. Use it to become the hero that I know you can be. Slamwise Blamgee gets an old buckler. Slamwise Blamgee, old buckler. Blackthorn, dirty buckler. There you go. The Quiet Storm, damaged buckler. There you go. Black Hand, vial of holy water. There you go. Those were tonight's gifts of the fairy right there. And hey, all right, we got to 25 likes. Finally, we got to 25 likes. So we go to the fairy. The fairy comes in now. The fairy comes in now. Everybody in, every character in the tavern right now gets the blessing of the fairy. You can see they have turned blue right here, and the blessing of the fairy has highlighted. That gives everybody in the tavern. Yes, there is. Like the cave imps, they're fiends. You can throw things at holy. You can throw holy water at fiends. Mrs. Dave says, all 5 of my people are in the infirmary, so I'm unable to spawn anyone to be able to play. They have a minimum of 2 days, which tomorrow I won't be able to play. Okay. Well, yes. So you have a cap of 5 people, and they are all in the infirmary, and so they are all still healing. All right. Let's go. You can upgrade channel membership to have more people. So if you have all of your people who are like, in the infirmary or something like that, and you're like, okay, I want more people, the channel membership does allow you to upgrade people. So that does do that. All right, let's play. I think we got everybody right. We got gifts of the fairy. We got the everything else. Let me. I'm sorry, I hit reload on the wrong thing. I hit reload instead of the wrong thing. All right, so let's see. All right, okay, let's try this again. Let me reload this page over here. I hit the wrong thing. I can refresh myself. Okay, there we go. No fairies gift. We've done all the fairy gifts. We've got 25 to 25. All right, let's play. Let's play. Holding cell. Let's play. Let's draft the party. Here we go. Sable Phoenix, Renee Dulac, you are in. Courtney, Dorley Borskitz is in. Sarah Maxis, that's Scaramasax, that's the level 1 paladin, well starred. Brianna Reynolds, a drifting burglar. Then Wolfman, a driven locksmith's apprentice. Then TSL frontman, Shooty McShootface, okay, a level 1 ranger. Proud Star, Flails or Fails, you are in, level 1 cleric. Kyle, a chipped pilgrim. Then Brent, motley hedge mage. Then Slash, trying to get that Baggins, is in. SKD Fish, stand up. And then FFFB, a scratched blacksmith's apprentice, you are in. Okay, so this is quite a party right here. There are 5 level 0 characters in here, total level of 7. Okay, so total leveled characters 7. This is the final blood cage of the night. So we have 5 level 0 characters, 7 level 1 characters. We have an average level of 0.6, total HP of 56, average HP of 5. Okay, we will fight in 1 minute and 12 seconds. If you want to buff any of your characters, now is the time. We will take super chat buffs. First, $1.99 gets you plus 2 temporary hit points. The next one gets you plus 1 damage. And the next $1.99 gets you plus 2 to saving throws. Let's see here. So, but yeah, I mean, we have 5 level 0 characters, 7 level 1 characters. Wolfman here is starless. Is that what you were talking about? Starless Wolfman right here, bottom 2%. Bottom 2% of all ability scores. The odds master has put some odds in here. Brianna, your drifting burglar, has, let's see, a 22% chance of getting out. Wolfman, a driven locksmith's apprentice, has an 18% chance of getting out. So Brianna and Wolfman kind of low. TSL frontman, Shooty McShootface. Dave says upgrade Mrs. Dave's membership. Okay, will do. Okay, I'm not sure that worked right there, but when I rewatch this, okay, we need to move Mrs. Dave's membership up. I have been working on getting memberships working through the site. I'm not through with that yet because I know that you guys want to be able to gift memberships through the site, and I have not been able to do that. So okay, we will try to upgrade Mrs. Dave. I will work on that. That's gonna be a big thing. When I look at the stream tonight. So we'll work on it, Dave. We'll work on it, Dave. Let's see. Daniel, X9, X6. People are sending some things in. X9, X6. Yes, there we go. Okay, so Daniel, driven okay, no, X9, X6. That's a pretty cool dog tag. That's the word I'm looking for. Wolfman, a driven locksmith's apprentice. You are now fully buffed. You are fully buffed. So did we get everything? Sable Phoenix, Renee Dulac, plus 2 temporary HP. Dorley, then Scarasax. This is Sarah Maxis, right? His character. Survival, Brianna Reynolds, 22% chance. Wolfman, driven locksmith's apprentice, fully buffed. TSL frontman, Shooty McShootface, 70% chance. Proud Star, 64. Kyle, 32. Brent, 64. Slash, 66. SKD Fish, 53. SFFB, a scratched blacksmith's apprentice, 25% chance. Okay, all right. Sarah Maxis says, I named my character to fool the easily confused. Well, that's me. I'm easily confused. Okay. Let's see. Combat commands. You do not have to issue any kind of order to your character in order to have them play. You don't have to do anything. They will fight on their own. But if you want to override their natural instinct, you can go bang AOA to issue an all-out attack command, increasing attack power but reducing defenses and shields become useless. AOD for all-out defense, sacrificing movement and attacks for additional defense. You can also go bang hold, which means you hold the line. Your character will not move but will attack characters within range. If no action is taken and the character is later attacked, it will be treated as a bang AOD defense. You can run with bang run. Okay, there is ultimately no escape from the blood cage right now. The blood cage, you are locked in and you are fighting for your life, but you will run away from monsters if you go bang run. Then bang fight will return your character to default play. Your character will accept the last order given and execute at the start of the next turn. So you can issue more commands, but you will accept the last order given at the start of your turn. All right, let's go. All right. Saramaxis. All right. That is front line right there. Courtney, Dorley, Borskets, front line. SFFB, front line. Slash, front line. Trying to get that Baggins right there. Oh, we are short on fighter types because we have a halfling that is on the front line right there. Front line halfling. Wolfman, a driven locksmith's apprentice, second line. TSL frontman, Shooty McShootface, second line. Brianna, drifting burglar, second line. SKD Fish, Stan Dupe, second line. Crowdstar, flails or fails, third line. Sable Phoenix, Renee Dulac, third line. Kyle, Chipped Pilgrim, third line. Brent, Motley Hedge Mage, third line. Okay, so we have 3 fighter types. Only 14 monsters, but 3 of them are white apes. All right, let's start the fight. Here we go. Drifting burglar goes bang hold. So the burglar holds. Cave imp going up to Saramax goes into Dorley instead. Cave imp goes into Dorley. 1 temporary HP gone, no injury. Ratkin Mongrel goes into Scratched Blacksmith's Apprentice. 3 damage, 2 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Scratched Blacksmith's Apprentice, this is SFFB, going into Ratkin Mongrel. 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound right there. Driven Locksmith's Apprentice, Wolfman goes hold. We're going a hold order right there. Cave Imp going into Saramaxis. Comes in, 1 stamina point drained. That's it. Kobold Crawler goes into Stand Up. Stand Up. Okay. SKD Fish. Throws with a dart into SKD Fish's Stand Up. Ratkin Mongrel moves towards Slash. Ratkin Mongrel goes into trying to get that Baggins, but no physical damage right there. Motley Hedge Mage fires at Ratkin Mongrel. Ratkin Mongrel is going to take some damage from the Flame Bolt. 3 points of damage right there. Goblin now going into Scratched Blacksmith's Apprentice. This is SFFB. Takes a thrust, 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. SSFB drops. A Scratched Blacksmith's Apprentice crumpled and is done. Stand Up targets Goblin. Stand Up comes into Goblin number 2. 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. The light fades from the Goblin's eyes. Cave Imp targets Stand Up. Cave Imp now comes into Stand Up. Stand Up takes 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside and 1 taken as injury. A Chipped Pilgrim targets Cave Imp. 1 point of damage to the Cave Imp, a minor bludgeoning wound. Goblin Runt targets trying to get that Baggins. Goblin Runt comes in on the flank. Let's see, 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound that lands hard. White Ape targets Scaramaxis. Coming in, probably going to throws into Scaramaxis. Rolling with the strike, 1 stamina spent only. Okay, nice job right there. Goblin targets Dorley. Goblin number 1 comes into Dorley, deflected. Dorley Borskets catches the strike on the boss of her shield. 0 points of damage and 0 stamina spent. Flails. Okay, this is Proud Star looking at this goblin right now. Coming in, Proud Star. Critical strike. The opening is punished. Nice job with the flail. Flails or fails. Nice job. Punished down to -7 points. Goblin number 1 down to -7 points. Nice work. Nice work. 11 PCs to 11 monsters. 11 to 11. Still doing well. Renee Dulac. Where did Renee Dulac go? Moves toward Cave Imp. Trying to look to get there. No, goes to weave resistance around. Driven Locksmith's Apprentice. This is Wolfman. He's going to get, was that resistance? I believe that meant that he gets advantage on saving throws. Shooty McShootface goes hold. We're going to a hold order. Shooty McShootface goes into Cave Imp with a light crossbow. 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound right there. White Ape targets stand up. White Ape going into Scaramaxis. Let's see. White Ape going into flails or flails. Looking for a target right here. Looking for a target. Don't know if he's going to be able to throw. No, not going to be able to throw. Okay, so he just came up. So Scaramaxis, this is Scaramaxis, is on a hold order and now going into Cave Imp. 5 points of damage, major bludgeoning wound right there. $11 PCs to 10 monsters. Gremlin now coming up. Gremlin targets flails. Gremlin coming into Proud Star's flail. 1 temporary hit point lost, no wound. Slimeling targets Scaramaxis. Slimeling comes into Scaramaxis. 1 temporary hit point lost, nothing else right there. We have quite the battle line at the edge of Zone 1 up here. White Ape is looking at now Dorley Borskets. Nothing going. Okay. Slash is going AOA. Who is he going into AOA into? Looks like Goblin Runt going AOA. 5 points of damage into Goblin Runt, trying to get that Baggins. Slash opens up Goblin Runt, black blood all over the cage, down to -3 hit points. Nice job. Okay, Dorley accepts a hold order. Dorley is going hold, but that means going into Cave Imp because it's available for attack. 3 points of damage. Nice job. Dorley goes into Cave Imp. Cave Imp falls with a final thud. Round number two. Round number 2, everybody. Okay. Slash now coming into Ratkin Mongrel. Critical hit. Ratkin Mongrel is skewered for 9 points of damage. A grievous piercing wound right there. The Ratkin Mongrel lets out a final snarl and falls. Wolfman accepts AOA. Wolfman accepts an AOA. Where is Wolfman going to go? Looking at this White Ape coming in. Wolfman comes in to the White Ape. 5 points of damage, a major piercing wound. Motley Hedge Mage looking at Cave Imp. Going to shoot from there, yes. Casting Firebolt at the Cave Imp. A minor fire wound that lands hard. White Ape now targets a driven Locksmith's Apprentice. White Ape slams his fist into the Locksmith's Apprentice. 3 turned aside, 1 taking his injury. White Ape coming again. 4 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound. Wolfman drops. The driven blacksmith's apprentice drops. Blacks out from the trauma, barely clinging to life. Out of the fight right now, but if we can get out of this, then we'll drag his body out and he will survive. Okay, so White Ape. Who is the White Ape looking at? Dorley. White Ape is looking at Dorley. White Ape comes in. 1 point of damage to Dorley Borskets. That's it. Then comes into Slash as well. Trying to get that Baggins 4 points of damage. And that Arrow Storm. 6 arrows. 6 arrows. We have an arrow storm of 6 arrows from atop the blood cage. Goblins are shooting down at us. SKD Fish. Stand up takes 4 points of damage. Dorley Borskets takes 3 points of damage. Motley Hedge Mage takes only 1 point of stamina. That's it. Motley is still up, rolls with it. Brianna now takes 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Garmasax, this is Saramaxis, takes 2 points of damage. Proudstar Flails takes 3 points of damage. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Goblins stand by the crank. 10 PCs to 6 monsters. Still doing very well. Shooty McShootface under a hold order goes into White Ape with a light crossbow. Puts 11 points of damage. Must have gone through his eye and back out the back of his skull. Shooty McShootface takes out White Ape number 2. Nice job. Portcullis, Ratkin Gorestrider with Ratkin Gorechild are coming in. Now, let's see. Ratkin Gorestrider targets Rene Dulac. Ratkin Gorestrider coming in on Rene Dulac. 2 temporary HP burned, nothing else right there. Ratkin Gorechild also coming into Rene Dulac's rear, striking from behind. How many points of damage? 3 points of damage. Rene Dulac takes 2 as injury, a minor slashing wound. All right, 10 PCs to 7 monsters. Kobold Crawler now shooting at Slash. 3 points of damage. Oh, Slash trying to get that Baggins. Body is broken. Their spirit is not. They remain standing. Scaramasax, this is Saramaxis, comes into Slimeling. 8 points of damage. Very nice job. Very nice job, Saramaxis. Put down Slimeling. Very nice. Cut the Slimeling open. Ooze goes everywhere. Gremlin now coming into Flails. Gremlin is coming into Proudstar. 2 points of damage. A minor slashing wound right there. Chipped Pilgrim goes hold. Chipped Pilgrim is choosing to hold. Okay. White Ape now targeting Saramaxis. Coming from way far away. Don't know if he's going to be able to do anything. No, he's going to throw. Throwing into Saramaxis. 2 points of damage. Minor bludgeoning wound right there. Rene Dulac goes AOD. Rene is going AOD right there in the back. We need to help out Rene right there. Dorley Biscuits going into White Ape. White Ape is rocked for 3 points of damage with an arming sword right there. 9 PCs to 6 monsters. Flails now targeting the Gremlin right there. Last stand. 1 point of damage remaining into the Gremlin. 6 points of damage. Nice job. Flails goes into the Gremlin. The Gremlin lets out a final snarl and falls. Stand up, SKD Fish, looking at the White Ape in his face. Stand up, sweeps the staff. His staff, 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. Drifting Burglar, Brianna goes AOD. Going AOD right there. Round number 3. Stand up, SKD Fish going back into White Ape right there. Stand up, sweeps the staff. White Ape is slammed for 2 points of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. Chipped Pilgrim, Kyle. And then, okay, AOD, hold, nothing. Okay, we got lots of people on a hold order, skipping over them. Motley Hedge Mage, Brent going into White Ape, going into the flank of the White Ape. White Ape is seared for 5 points of damage. Major fire wound. The White Ape's legs buckle, and it is over. Fell-handed, Motley Hedge Mage doing some work in the Blood Cage tonight. 3 in a row. 9 PCs to 4 monsters. Kobold Crawler goes to stand up. Going into Dorley Biscuits. Deflected right there. Steel rings on Dorley Borsket's shield. The blow meets it head on and is turned aside. Rene Dulac accepts an AOA order. Rene Dulac going AOA into Ratkin Gorestrider. Ratkin Gorestrider bludgeon for 9 points of damage. Rene Dulac drops Ratkin Gorestrider. Death claims the Ratkin Gorestrider. Beat it to death with a staff right there. Nice job with the AOA. A drifting burglar. Let's see. Now we're going to shoot face going into White Ape. 4 points of damage. A moderate piercing wound. White Ape is now looking for a target. Goes to going to Proud Star. Proud Star. 7 points of damage. A tremendous bludgeoning wound. I am sorry, Proud Star flails or fails. Has fallen. F in the chat right there. Fails or flails has fallen. I am sorry, Proud Star. Tells me I can't send a chat. We're going to try and send it now. There we go. Critical hit. So, oh no, Scarmasax takes 9 points of damage. Grievous bludgeoning wound from White Ape number 3. No last words. Oh my God. Okay, Scaramaxis, another F in the chat. Level 1 Paladin, well-starred. A well-starred Paladin at that has dropped. I am sorry, Scaramaxis. Ratkin Gorechild targets Rene Dulac. Ratkin Gorechild coming into Rene. 5 points of damage, major slashing wound. Oh my God. Oh my God. After that massive hit, Rene Dulac, level 1 cleric, Sable Phoenix, you have fallen. I am sorry. Sable Phoenix, Rene Dulac has fallen. Rene Dulac was one of our major characters. Rene Dulac has fallen. Okay, Ratkin Gorechild comes in. Dorley Borskets accepts fight order. Going to fight to Kobold Crawler. Dorley Borskets sets upon the Kobold Crawler, drops Kobold Crawler, Dorley Borskets. Round number four. This is Brent, Motley Hedge Mage, goes toward the White Ape, looking for an AOA. Into the White Ape. No, okay, can't see. That was not able to see. White Ape comes into Dorley. Nothing left to hide behind. Is the White Ape coming in again? White Ape is coming again. 1 point of damage, a major bludgeoning wound. Stand up goes to help out Dorley Borskets to advantage on saves. 6 PCs still up, 2 monsters. Ratkin Gorechild goes into Shooty McShootface. Takes 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Dorley Borskets targets the White Ape. Slash says, wait, am I just out? Well, what do you mean? White Ape takes 4 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound. Dorley Borskets puts down White Ape number 3. Nice job, Courtney. Nice job. We're now 6 PCs to 1 monster. Kyle is going AOA. Kyle comes into the Ratkin Gorechild's flank. Ratkin Gorechild takes 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Drifting Burglar goes AOA. Drifting Burglar, Brianna goes AOA. Targeting Ratkin Gorechild into the flank. Ratkin Gorechild reels from 4 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. I believe that's it. Success. I think the PCs did well. Yeah, 6 PCs still standing, 2 on the floor. Victory. 6 walk out alive, 2 are hauled out unconscious. So 8 out of 12 get out. I mean, 8 out of 12 get out. That, yes. I mean, yes. Slash says that was rough, but could have been worse. Yes, everybody gets 11 XP. Who was in there? All of these survivors, those who fell, get 5 HP. So, yeah. So we got that out. Okay. Let's go to the winch room. We're going to finish the winch room. Then we will look at the leaderboard. We're going to look at the leaderboard after this. Deploy the Goblin Medics. Okay, so Slash, a little bit of healing right there. Goblin Medics, 10 to wound. TSL Frontman, Goblin Medics, 10 to wound. Goblin Medics, 10 to wound. Dorley Borskets, 10 to wound. All right, let's go to promotions. Mage, Brent, Motley Hedge Mage, level 1. The Fairy's Blessing, spells restore. Light. Driven Locksmith's Apprentice, Wolfman, Thief, level 1. Chipped Pilgrim, Kyle, Cleric, level 1. Drifting Burglar, Brianna, Thief, level 1. There were a lot of people who held and did not attack in that cage. There were a lot of people. There was that 2 or 3 people who, instead of attacking, issued hold orders. There were a lot of people. It seemed like there were a lot of people who issued hold orders. So that's an interesting part of this game. That, yeah, you know, if you want to get yourself out, now, you know, well, maybe I go AOD, maybe I don't attack, maybe I back up, whatever. So that's interesting. So the party kind of has to coordinate because, yes, as Sable's mentioning, if everybody just goes, hold, don't attack, the party will die, right? So in order to actually be successful at killing monsters, you do have to have people who are actually willing to attack. So that's interesting. That's kind of an interesting kind of social kind of thing coming up in here. How do we get out? Well, you have to be aggressive. You have to attack. Let's see. The sword dismissed. That's interesting. All right. Infirmary. We have 45 characters in the infirmary. 45 characters in the infirmary. Slash says, I'm going to be hyper aggressive. All right. Slash is going to be hyper aggressive. So there you go. Let's see. Stable. All right. We have 311 characters in the stable who've gone through. Let's go to the leaderboard. So most kills. Who's up on the most kills? Ronnie Rampage got 1 kill tonight, moved up 2, tied for number 3. Dorley, let's see, got 3 kills tonight, moved up 7 spots, is now tied at number 10. Nice job, Borley. Stephen the Bearded got 3 kills tonight, moves up to be tied for number 10. And so has 12 kills in total. Nice work. And then Blackthorn Brad is now tied at 24, first time on the top 25 with 8 kills. Cage MVPs. Did we have an MVP tonight? I don't think I saw an MVP tonight. Okay, Boss Slayer. Bosses are anybody who the White Apes and anything that comes through the portcullis. Play nicely. Killed 2 major monsters tonight. Now at number 3. 3 major slain, tied at number 3, got 2 tonight. Nice job. Dorley Borskets killed 1, now tied at number 8. Now Shaquille O'Heal, this is tied at number 12 now. First time on the stream, on the top 25. Nice job. Damage dealers. This is all-time damage dealers across their complete career. So Ronnie Rampage did 6 points of damage tonight. Now is at number 3. Okay, but unfortunately perished. Let's see. Dorley Borskit's got 14 points of damage. Tonight goes up to 72 total. That brings Dorley up 10 slots to be tied at number 15. Nice job, Dorley. Now, most bruised. Let's see. Anybody got that? Oh, Rene Dulac. Rene Dulac goes to 29 points of damage at number 5 right there. Let's see. Pando's Fire, still alive. 25 points of damage. But first time showing up on the board. Also, Ronnie Rampage, 23 points of damage. Time showing up on the board. The Quiet Storm has taken 20 points of damage, the Human Paladin, and 20 points of damage. Biggest hit. Okay, biggest single hit. Biggest single hit. Did we see a big hit tonight? Didn't I see a 16 tonight or something like that? Oh, maybe not. I thought maybe it wasn't quite 16. Most XP. Let's find out. Let's see. Ronnie Rampage +4. Rene Dulac +5. And that's about it. Let's go. Most blood drops. Let's go. Dorley has got an additional blood drop right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blood drops. Yeah, it's reported over there. 6 blood drops going up, tied at number 10. Stephen the Bearded gets a blood drop tonight, goes up and also tied at number 10. Stiffy goes up one blood drop and is tied at number 10. Humongous goes to 5 blood drops and is now on this for the first time. Let's see. All right. So best defense. Stephen the Bearded goes up to 18. Let's see. Dorley gets 3 perfect defenses, going to 10 total at number 8. Let's see. Quiet Storm, number 7. Let's see. Number 7, first time on the top 25. Nice work. Fell-handed. Okay. No additional fell-handed tonight. So there's no additional fell-handed. Show wrap-up. 55 kills tonight. 18 characters fell. It is sad. I mean, it's very interesting. Like, Sable says, mildly salty. How many people just stood there and watched the rats murk? One of the things that people really, really, really wanted, and I really wanted to be able to provide to everybody, was combat commands. I was so excited. Like, let's give people combat commands so they're able to actually issue orders to their characters. Now we have this other kind of thing coming in where, some people may choose to issue combat commands that may help themselves out, but not necessarily the group. Kind of reminds me in this way of... what is that? Gloomhaven over here? Yeah, where you've got like secret things where people will have, why are you acting like that? It's because you have like a secret order, or what's it called? Something like, secret goal or something like that gives you, if you are able to do this, then you get some extra stuff for yourself that doesn't, necessarily help the whole group. So why are you doing that? That doesn't make any sense. Don't do that. People are screaming at the Gloomhaven players, but they've got like the secret command. So very interesting. I mean, so it's a very interesting dynamic that's kind of coming up here. 371 points of damage dealt tonight. Ronnie Rampage, Stephen the Bearded. Man, we lost a lot. Wilhelm the Cheater, Flails or Fails, Rene Dulac, Scarmasax, Clubfoot Healer, Shiny Pickles, Fizzard the Wizard, an exhausted dwarf miner, Wormtongue, a bloodshot bounty hunter, a mismatched bounty hunter, a tremulous man-at-arms, a defiant town watchman, a sheltered elf lore master's apprentice, a scratched blacksmith's apprentice. All failed. Do I have beer? Yes, I do have some beer. So here's to you. Warriors of the Night, trying to get that Baggins, +3 kills. Stephen the Bearded, SKD Fish, +3 kills. Fan Biz the Unfabulous, +3 kills. An Untested Torchbearer of Daniel Donnert, 3 kills. Shaquille O'Heal, Mrs. Dave, +3. Most damage dealt tonight, Stephen the Bearded, plus 30 damage. SKD Fish's Stephen the Bearded did 30 points of damage tonight. That is quite a lot. And Exhausted Dwarf Miner Slash did 22 points of damage, trying to get that Baggins 19 points. Playing nicely, 18 points. Shaquille O'Heal, 18 points of damage. And blow of the night is Pandaw's Fire of TSL Frontman, 14 points of damage. That was a critical hit with a battle axe against Ratkin Mongrel number 3. Whoa. Okay. What a night. What a night. What a night. Okay. All right. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. I got things to do. We're going to get out of here. I got things to do. Man, I got more things I want to add in to work on the game, things to add, things to fix, then more content to add because we need level 1 content. Am I going to be able to get there? I'm going to be away all tomorrow. I need more time to work on the game. Thank you very much for being here with me tonight. Thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciated being here with you tonight. Thank you very much for playing with me. Good night, everyone. Please go forth, be creative, and be constructive. Okay.